I am at a loss for words now, guys. When it comes to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I have been playing this game since it launched last week, and every time I hop on to play this game, a feeling of regret just washes over me, and I literally just would rather do anything else. I think I've played more zombies in this than I've played multiplayer. And that's saying something because I love the multiplayer in Call of Duty. I've been a multiplayer guy for years now. In fact, I've been playing Call of Duty since I want to say 2008. So for me to play every other COD after that makes sense because I enjoyed the series. But the decisions made in the most recent Call of Duties have left me with just questions upon questions upon questions. Things like, why did they make this change? Why is this in the game? Why are people allowed to do this? Things like along those lines. Things that were never a thing in the older Call of Duty games. Now, I'm not saying they probably weren't actually there, but you didn't really notice them as much. You didn't really mind it. But the main focus of my video today is to talk about something I made a video addressing a couple months ago. That is skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking is a mechanic or a system implemented into a video game, mainly games that involve multiplayer, that pair you into matches based on your performance. So I guess you wouldn't call it skill-based matchmaking, but like a performance made matchmaking, something like that. I saw a couple people tweeting about it and trying to come up with different names for it, so that's where I'm gonna go with this. But the point is, there is this system in Black Ops Cold War. It was in Modern Warfare the previous year, and it's been in every other single Call of Duty, as far as we know. But the intensity of this matchmaking varies across all of them. In the older Call of Duties, from like Modern Warfare up to like I want to say Black Ops 2, maybe Black Ops 1, it wasn't really noticeable. Like you didn't really feel like you were playing sweats all the time. It was a very rare occasion when you would go up against a team full of people bunny hopping, jump shotting, doing crazy things. And then when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, this started to become a little bit more mainstream. People started to do it a lot more, and I assumed it was because everybody was starting to be able to get headsets now. People are able to just go to Walmart nowadays and buy a headset. And I was like, all right, yeah, maybe just the gamers out there are just getting more and more, like, I guess, advanced. You know, they're buying the headsets, they're buying the scuffs, they're buying whatever they can to give themselves an edge. And normally that would be a big game changer in like the hands of a pro. Not everybody is a pro. Not everybody's that good. So I want to say it was around the time when Advanced Warfare came out, when skill-based matchmaking really started to like soar in the eyes of the community. People were like, "Wow, this is getting really bad." Advanced Warfare had some of the most intense skill-based matchmaking I have ever played in a Call of Duty game. And with the DLC variant weapons that they kept adding in that literally had stat differences over the base ones, literally you were getting crapped on 90% of the time, if you pardon my French. That's literally how it was though. I'm trying to be family friendly here for the video, even though kind of hard to do that. But oh my god. Um that was some of the worst matchmaking I've ever experienced in a COD game. And the following year, Black Ops 3, it felt like they evened it out a little bit. It wasn't as bad in Black Ops 3. I definitely had more fun with BO3 than I did Advanced Warfare. Infinite Warfare, I mean, not a lot of people played it. I played it a little bit, but I didn't play longer enough to prestige like once or twice. I could care less about that game. I played more Modern Warfare Remastered, and both of those games still felt very sweaty, but they weren't super sweaty. You know, they weren't like intense like Modern Warfare 2019. And that brings me up to Modern Warfare 2019, where I think the skill based went through the effing roof, like actually skyrocketed. And we complained all of last year about it. People were complaining, telling Infinity Ward that this is not right. We should be playing lobbies with people that aren't nearly this way. Not everybody's a pro. And they just kind of ignored us and moved on with their day. You know, oh, but hey, here's Warzone. Here's more cosmetic paths, and you could shake a finger at. Like this is what you guys want, right? Microtransactions. No, we want a developer who's going to keep contact with us, let us know what's going on, and address all of our concerns. I know a lot of the members of the community out there are very, very toxic when it comes to addressing changes with Call of Duty. I've seen a lot of death threats online to developers for people complaining about things like skill-based matchmaking, saying like, "Oh God, we're gonna do this if you don't change the matchmaking." And those things aren't cool, and you shouldn't do that because it's not helping anybody out. It's not even helping your cause out because it's gonna make them want to do it even less. The best way to get about making these changes is to just keep telling Infinity Ward and Activision, Treyarch, and say, hey guys, we want this changed. Like, I just don't forget about it. We will not let you forget. We want this system changed. And as good as that's going to do, I don't even know if that would work personally, but it's the best option that we have on the table, being civil and peaceful about it. Is this something I want to remain civil about? No, I would love to find the nearest like Treyarch Activision representative and, basically chew their heads off about this because they're basically ignoring the community. But I'm not going to do that because it's just, well, first off, it's very unlikely that I'm ever going to get in touch with an Activision representative that works on these games. And two, it's also not going to help my case, as I just previously stated. It's just going to make them not want to do it. So, what sparked all of this? Why am I talking about this all of a sudden now? Well, I can't play matches anymore without having basically people sweating. It's something that's going to happen regardless of what you play and regardless of what skill base is going to be. You're going to find sweats, but the quantity of them is just over the moon right now. I don't understand why these players out there are going so hard in this game. I know the game just came out a week ago. I understand that. Like, once, Christmas gets around and the Christmas noobs start playing the game, people are gonna start to like calm down a little bit. There'll be a more influx of newer players, but then those players eventually are gonna get to a point where they were in Modern Warfare, where they're gonna just be bunny hopping, spamming the 725 MP5, and Black Ops Cold War looks like it's going down the same path. The matchmaking in this is definitely more intense. Originally, I thought it was maybe my hardware. I've been playing Call of Duty on Xbox for the past, I don't know how, I think 10, 12 years. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go to the Xbox X Series this year because it's got higher frame rates, more power than the Xbox One. So I went out of my way, which by the way wasn't easy. You had to go find one of these systems, which thankfully a friend of mine was able to secure me one. I got that. I started playing it, only to find out that, I can't get higher frame rates, and a lot of the players I'm running into are playing on PC, which boast higher frame rates. So I go out, I buy Cold War on PC just to try it with higher frame rates. And although it is a night and day difference, it's still sweaty. And that's something that's never going to change. No matter what system you play on, there's going to be sweats no matter where you go. But my biggest complaint right now is the fact that we're not getting any answers. We're not getting developers reaching out to us and saying, hey guys, we apologize about the skill-based matchmaking. We want to make sure that we work with you and address these concerns so it's playable for everybody. But no, they just keep silent about it. And I understand why that might be, because it's extremely controversial and that even like one little acknowledgement of it could set the whole community into like a fury. But like, you have to understand that not every single person out there is going to go haywire over this. Not everybody's going to be like, "Oh, let's burn the buildings down. Let's riot." No, it's most likely just going to be a lot of people who are like angry about it, and a lot of people who are just like, "Okay, well, what's your plan? What are we going to do now?" I personally think what Treyarch should do, and Activision and every development studio that tries to implement this system into the game, is basically sit down with like I guess a PSA or some form of like stream or something where they talk about this issue. And us as the community, we can elect a couple of representatives from our community to go up to bat for us and basically voice our concerns and see if Treyarch will acknowledge them. This way, they're not overflowed with questions about skill-based matchmaking, but it's in a controlled environment where, hey, we can address these concerns and we can deal with it. I think that's what should happen personally, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're going to be doing that anytime soon. I'm not a big channel. I couldn't get something like this rolling if I wanted to. I would love to reach out to like developers or, actual like pros and content creators and see if like anyone wanted to help put something like this together. But it's just very difficult when you're a smaller channel. So all you can really do is just make a video and hope it catches fire. That's literally all you can do at this point, for people like me at least. But one of my I don't know. I don't really have any great things, any positive things to say about this because it's just so bad right now that the game's unenjoyable. I know a lot of people who are quitting Call of Duty altogether because they can't take it anymore. The last thing people who work a 9 to 5 job are gonna want to do when they come home is go back to work. You know, you work all day. Like for example, one of my friends, who I'm not gonna mention his name, he's an accountant. He has a hard job. He works all day crunching numbers, doing things for a company for little to no, like, acknowledgement. And he comes home and he's like, all right, I just want to have fun, play some games with my friends. So he hops on Call of Duty, gets sweated on, takes the drive to play this game just completely out of him. He doesn't want to play, gets off, hops online, and goes to bed. Or hops on Netflix, I should say, and goes to bed. And then we don't see him again for another few days until he gets another urge to play Call of Duty. He hops on, maybe gets like one good game in, and then that's it. Then we get sweats. It's terrible. You know, people shouldn't be penalized for playing like they want to play. I mean, that's one of the things Call of Duty's been pushing the past couple of years is play like you want to play. And with all the customization, all the attachments we're getting, players who have these really good, strong custom class builds that they like don't even want to use them anymore because there's people out there who literally are ripping apart the game's code to try and find the meta weapons and try and find like which guns outperform what guns. Like, what's the point of all this customization if people are just gonna go with what some guy on YouTube tells you to use? It's pointless. I think personally, skill-based matchmaking, something needs to be done about it. It's not that thing anymore where we could just let it go for another year. I refuse to sit here and be silent anymore about this when it comes to, playing this game on a regular basis. I want to have fun again. I want to experience the old days of Call of Duty. And I know those days are long gone, but we could do stuff to make it feel similar to how it did. I'm not calling for removing skill-based matchmaking. I know for a fact that's impossible to do for developers because it's built into the game's matchmaking system. It's how it pairs you, how it finds you games, and taking that out is going to completely butcher the matchmaking. You'll be able to find, or you'll be unable to find any matches whatsoever. But they can nerf it. They can reduce the intensity of it. I think if they reduce the intensity of it, make it somewhere similar to like around Black Ops 4, maybe even World War II skill based, the game could go back to being enjoyable and fun for people. Even though, there's still going to be sweaty people out there, it's not going to be like it was in older Call of Duties where sometimes you would get completely washed out by a team because they were just way better than you. I think that's why skill-based matchmaking was introduced in the first place, was because they didn't want that. But nowadays it's everybody sweating. Everybody you play feels like they're an MLG pro, and I just want to relax. I just want to grind camos. I just want to have fun. And I can't even do that because Call of Duty turned into this cesspool of sweaty games. So this is going to be the last time I mention this topic probably in any of my videos, unless by some means, I start to gain traction with it and we, can get some sort of movement going about it. But I'm begging like developers out there, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Activision, you guys, you need to do something about the matchmaking. It's terrible. You're going to end up losing more of your players to this system than you're probably going to lose from them just not wanting to play COD anymore. Like, skill-based matchmaking is going to push your player base away more so than, you're just getting bored of the game. I'm at a point now where it's just like, I just don't want to play Call of Duty. The only reason I'm sitting on it right now is because I want to record this video. And I'm not playing anything. I'm just staring at the menu. My KD isn't that great. I'm like a 1.50, and I'm playing people with 2.0, 3.0s. I played pros, and I'm not even remotely good. I've played in like tournaments and stuff before, but they were like smaller scale tournaments where there were just generally like people who were streamers trying to have fun. And you could tell immediately that these guys weren't super sweaty. They just wanted to entertain. And that's completely respectable in my book. But if you're going hard just because you want to go hard and you want to, like, rub it in other people's faces, then that's where the issue comes. And that's why people are getting so fed up, is because every game is like that. It's either sweaty people who are just going all out right off the rip, or sweaty people going out all out off the rip, and they're also shit talking you. Like, it's not fun, and it's very unenjoyable. So with that said, I'm going to leave it at that. I've been rambling for 15 minutes now, so hopefully somebody listens to this video, and hopefully we could maybe get a discussion going in comments below. Maybe we could get some sort of like traction with this, and maybe we can make a change yet. But I don't know, guys. It seems very bleak right now. I'm hoping that we get some form of confirmation in the next couple of months that maybe they're going to do something about it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.